Hi, thought I'd make a video giving a small review of my KTM Duke 125 after 4 years of having it. Now I'll try to do everything in one take, so excuse me if at times I might freak out my phrasing or something. But anyways, let's get started. So first thing, well, changes. If you were to buy this bike stock, it's gonna be around 4,500 euros. Not sure how the pricing will vary in other countries, but here when I got it in 2017 it was that. And honestly, oi, stop barking, you. Yeah, when I got it stock, 4,500 euros, and really it's a great bike in stock. I wouldn't really do any changes to it, but of course after so many years having it, I did feel like changing a few things, so I'll quickly go over them. First thing, handlebars. They're original from KTM, although I did paint them to match the same color as the rest of the body, because for some reason the orange was lighter. You can probably actually tell that the orange in the inside is slightly lighter than on the outside, so guess that sucked, but oh well. I just feel it gives the bike a bit more of a crossroad sporty feeling to it. Not just that, but in winter it does kind of also help keep your hands a bit more warm, because like they're decently sized and they actually hold nice and tight into the body. So yeah, these are gonna be around 100 euros, but really it's up to you whether you find it worth the change or not. More stuff. I painted this orange too, it was black. This sticker set, again I got it from KTM for around 50 euros. The thing is, I liked how the bike was like stock plain, like orange, black and stuff, but I kind of felt it was a bit boring, so I thought these like blue, green, white touches, especially like over there and there, gave the bike a different look to the usual KTM Dukes. So yeah, kind of liked it, put it, and don't have much complaints on it. Anyways, continuing. These side stops I got from Amazon. This one's really dirty, but they look really cool. They do their job. Luckily I haven't really been able to use them for now. They're still intact. That means I haven't really fallen, but hopefully I won't need to give them any use. And I also bought a small backpack for here, though I don't really use it, but since I'm not someone to carry many people around, it can be handy when transporting stuff. Reaching the end of the stuff I've done, well, this phone holder, pretty much one of the most valuable things, as in one of the most useful. I've used it a lot, when doing trips or just, I don't know. It's really handy just to be able to have your phone with the GPS, the Google Maps or whatever in there. Since although the thing does have Bluetooth and all that stuff, it doesn't have a GPS, so yeah, it definitely came in handy. Did change the brake bar thingies. I forgot the name, but anyways, I made a mistake. I got them from Amazon, but they were kind of cheap. I just couldn't find any that could match my bike. You can at least adjust the distance you want them to be, but they used to be orange. Now they're some sort of like golden, I don't know, they lost their color, but oh well. Things happen, especially if you leave your bike to the sun. I've done my best to not leave it in the sun. That's another important thing with vehicles. If you leave them too much time in the sun over the years, eventually they'll start degrading faster. I've done my best to keep mine in the garage as much as I could, but for some time I used it to go to school, and in my school they didn't have a place where I could store my bike without it being affected by the sun. So but overall it still holds up very nicely, especially after 4 years. And finally, final change, pretty much maybe the most obvious, the exhaust. It's street legal. It's an Arrow exhaust with a DB killer and all that stuff. It's actually a package, both the actual exhaust and adapter. It sounds very nice. Actually, I could give a small sound test right now, although I'm not really sure it's gonna pick it up well, because phones, microphone is kind of crappy. And I can't find the keys. Here they are. Now I can actually also show you how the thing boots up. Ready to race, not really, but oh well. Start it. For some reason, some of the text is still in French. Like, you can change the language, like Spanish, English, but I have it in English. Yeah, caballette lat. I'm not sure. I think that's French, but I'm not really sure. And no matter how much you change it, that's gonna stay like that. But oh well. So yeah, let's give you a small sound check. That is if I weren't stupid enough to put the bike in neutral. Oh wow, it actually didn't get in gear there. Oh, that's weird. Let's start it. And that's it for the... I actually do have another video on my channel, you probably like more, where I actually compare the sounds of this bike stock with the exhaust and just like without the exhaust, just completely straight piped. So if you want to check that and actually record it with a better microphone, then go ahead. But anyway, so that's all for changes. Next step, gas mileage, I suppose. I'm gonna need to turn this back on. So you can probably tell by there, 3.1 liters per 100 kilometers. I wouldn't say it's too much, but for a 1 to 5cc bike, it's definitely on the higher side. Still, it has quite a big tank. It's 13.4 liters. So, you know, using that average, you can definitely do around 300 kilometers without an issue. Maybe even more, depending on how you drive it. But yeah, it's definitely not a complaint. It has quite a lot of range and not a too stupid consumption being a 1 to cc bike. But you know, compared to something like a Honda or something like, I forgot what the model was, but those average like around 2.5. You're definitely gonna be saving more, but still, big tank and gonna give you for quite a lot. Usually here, with how the prices in Spain are, it costs me around 15 euros to fill it up. Although now that they've gone up, it'll probably be like 20. And it uses the 95 one. Although you could fill it up with 98, it's gonna be more expensive. But not like much of a difference anyways. So right, with gas mileage covered, next topic, lighting. Super cool. Like, I think it's one of the bikes with the prettiest lights out there. Has this, might be a bit hard to see in video, but there's LED strips which are always on. And as for the lights itself, it has three. One is like the position light, the other one is just the normal headlight, and finally the long lights. Let me show you. Those are the long range lights, and for the other lights to be on, I actually have to turn it on, so give me a second. There you go. And you can actually adjust the lights in the settings here. You go to settings, motorbike, no, that's the ABS. Options, that's not either, god damn it. Yeah, daylight, you can activate it or leave it there. Not sure if there was another one. But anyway, so yeah, definitely you're not gonna have any complaints driving this bike around in the night. It's gonna give plenty of light to see ahead, and really is pretty cool too. So yeah. Next up, mirrors. They're kind of ugly. Really, one of the most judged things about this bike. It's just a bit too like sticking out. I know many people kind of change them for some more sleek ones, or even these ones where they fall down below. I just haven't really bothered changing them. They work fine. I mean, yeah, they may look a bit kind of ugly, but they have these rubber band along them which do protect them from, you know, the joints and everything. They still work perfectly and they do their job, so I haven't really bothered. But again, they're decently sized and they give enough vision to watch behind you, so yeah, no complaints there. Next up, actual come on, no. How comfortable it is to ride. There it is. I just couldn't find a name for it. It is probably one of the most comfortable bikes I found out there. If you're looking for a comfy bike to ride that is still sporty and super fun to, you know, take on the curves and stuff, this is definitely the bike for you. The sitting position is just incredibly comfortable, although I will say that not so much on the highways, because you're basically a human parachute. You're sitting pretty much straight, your hands on the handlebars, so all the air just hits you. And you know, if you were to lay down in the highway, you can actually increase your speed by like 10 kilometers per hour, just on how much air you can be pulling back there. But anyways, just like in a simple town ride or anything, it is super comfy, and the suspensions, both the forward and the backwards, are adjustable and really comfy for such a light bike. So now let's get to the topic that most people are probably interested in, and that's power. How much power does this bike have? Well, it obviously has 15 horsepower. That's the maximum these bikes can have. And overall, being a 12cc bike, it's really powerful, at least within its range. It's a 4-stroker, so it's definitely gonna get beaten by, you know, any 2-stroke 125cc bike. But overall, it pulls so well and reaches some decent top speeds in the highway, despite being a naked bike, where again the airflow and stuff isn't ideal. But overall, it has a lot of power, so yeah, definitely not a complaint there. I know some people might, you know, try and tweak the exhaust or whatever, but it isn't really gonna make that much of a difference on a bike this size. So next up, maintenance. How well has this bike held up these past 4 years? Well, here I'd actually give it an okay pass. I know KTM isn't really well known for being a reliable brand, but again, I don't really have many complaints with this bike. During 4 years of pretty much almost constant use, I've also driven this bike quite a lot through the highway, because my school wasn't pretty far away, so I have spent a lot of hours just straight up maxed out in the highway, which is never something good for a 125cc bike. They're not really meant for highway use, but this one has gone through hell with it. But even then, it has held up just nicely. I haven't done many. It's only been twice to the mechanic. I'll tell you now the stuff I had to do. The bearing for the back wheel kind of went loose, so the wheel was moving a bit. I had to change that. For some reason, the back suspension started leaking oil, so they also had to change that. And that's about it, really. As for actual, you know, more serious issues, it did leave me stranded once in the middle of the road, because apparently the electric thingy that sends the spark to the engine died, so they had to change that. It was also the most expensive one to change, around 150 euros. And I've also changed the spark plug once in this 4 years. It literally was starting to die. It couldn't even maintain the revs, but change it, and now it works like the first day. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've done to this bike in all those 4 years of use. So I mean, again, I know there are probably some bikes out there who had even less, but can't complain really, especially knowing that I've driven this bike quite a lot and it's so fun to ride. So yeah, definitely worth it. I will say that I'm not a KTM fanboy for several reasons, but this bike here just has been really a wonderful thing to ride. It is super cool. Aesthetically has quite a unique design. It's not like super sporty, but it's not like those big high crossroad bike either. You can take it off-roading, but it's not meant for that. Like, this is a street bike, and if you take it off-roading, even though you can, don't really expect it to be much of an off-road bike. But yeah, it's just simply incredible. The aesthetics are nice. Most people like it. Whenever I go through the streets, many people turn their heads and they just love it, really. Again, actual driving practicality, super good too. The lights are really good in the night. Has ABS systems for both wheels, and they work. Trust me, I've been able to try that out. And a lot of technology too, you know. Clear display, shows the revs, the speed, consumption. You can even connect your phone to it, you know, play music, Bluetooth, or if someone calls you, it'll appear here. So the one thing I do wish this bike had, although again I can't really complain since it's a naked bike, but some sort of windshield, because you know, if you're gonna be using it for highway use, even though it's a 125cc, but man, the amount of air this thing gets is just insane. So, but overall, really good, super comfortable to ride. That's the thing. I know there are a bit more sporty bikes where you actually have to lay down and stuff, but if you're not into that, this is super comfortable to ride with great suspension, and it's just so much fun taking this bike out in the curves. And man, it's incredible. It's a bit hard to show in a video, I know, but I still hope you actually get the feeling of it. And finally, my overall conclusion is that if you were able to get this bike, you should. It's, again, quite a good bike compared to many others out there, and through the years it has sold very well. Now I will say this one came out in 2017. I'm not sure by the time you're watching this video they probably will have made a new model. I'm not sure, but I do know that, you know, these 4 years it's been quite a great bike, rather reliable. And excuse me if this wasn't definitely the best video out there. It's my first time doing it, and yeah, I'm pretty sure there are better videos out there, but still, if you watch all the way through here, thank you for watching. I hope this has been of some use regarding, you know, your thoughts in this bike, if you had any. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, because I do believe that's where it's most gonna shine. Because even though this video has been quite long now, may have missed some stuff. So yeah, feel free to ask me anything you want to. And that's it. Thank you for watching.